Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It is your favorite dark sorcerer here, Michael Hyson, aka Angelus, son of Abaddon. And tonight I'd like to talk a little bit about ritualized sorcery. This is a topic that a lot of people don't get into. Personally, I don't understand why, but I also see the benefits of not discussing it. First of all, what is ritualized sorcery? Ritualized sorcery is the intent that you, as the practitioner, put forth within your rituals. Now, there are three types of rituals that are categorized for any form of sorcery. The first is compassion. Okay. Compassion rituals are anything from monetary gain to getting a house, perhaps even a cleansing, or even something about getting a car, perhaps a home, a promotion at work. This is a monetary type process that can be utilized through a compassion ritual. Okay. And don't get me wrong, there is a lot of categories that fit just underneath this one alone, not just the ones that I just named off. Okay. The second is a lust ritual. A lust ritual is anything from summoning a succubus or a succubi, perhaps breaking up a family, perhaps, breaking up a couple, bringing couples together. There's a lot of different things here as well that can categorize underneath a lust ritual, not just for personal gain, but also that of helping other people, okay? Or even out of revenge, okay? Trust me, this category has been used widely from Crowley on the way up. And it's not just in the black arts or the dark sorcery. It is also in mainstream Satanism, witchcraft, shamanism, brujeria rather, voodoo, all the way into Santa Morte and Pedro Mayumbi. Okay, there's a lot of things that go into this one category. Okay. And the final setting of rituals is that of destruction rituals. A lot of people categorize this as cursing somebody. First of all, let me clarify. A curse is something that you put forth with malicious intent. Okay? This is where you inflict damage either to cripple, maim, or to kill an enemy. Okay? Basically, wiping your enemy off the map. A hex, on the other hand, is a tool that is used to teach an enemy a lesson. Okay. Now, this lesson can be anything from losing your family, your friends, your business, to even bringing yourself into complete humility and humbleism. Okay. Now, we all know that out there in the world, there's a lot of individuals that are more haughty than anything. They're in it for money, power, riches, and fame. Okay. And they have the wrong idea about sorcery. Sorcery, you can gain a lot of things. You can put out a lot of things through energy manipulation, through ritualized intention. Okay. Through putting forth one of these categories within the three main types of ritual. But a sorcerer doesn't get wealthy. You look at any mage, sage, necromancer, wizard, okay, that is out there in the world today. They're making enough to live comfortably, but they're not rich beyond belief, okay? Sometimes they make About seven figures. Okay. Seven figures, you figure they can go a month, maybe 2 months in between clients. So seven figures can go a long way. But when it comes right down to it, practitioners of the dark arts are not in it for fame. They're not in it for popularity. They're in it for the art, the science, the history, and the overall knowledge of the practices. Okay. When you look at the term Wicca or Wiki, okay, it is known as the craft of the wise. Okay. Now, witchcraft, on the other hand, is an elemental based foundation that allows the magician, the sorcerer, okay, the mage, the sage to gain some form of benefits in their life. When the world and the courts, the legal systems, they all fail, magic has always prevailed. This is seen time and time again throughout history. All right. You look at the JCI, the Judo Christian Society. Why did they take such an approach to try to stomp out magic? Why did they take out such a strong stance to refer to the old gods as devils, fallen angels, djinn, evil spirits, malicious spirits? On one hand, you're looking at it from their point of view of propaganda of selling their brand. On the other hand, what's a good way to put down an old system, especially when you forcibly take over a region through fire, crucifixions, burning those who practice? This is why so many went underground, whereas others ended up getting burned at the stake and, and tried as witches during the burning times and the witch trials. However, there has been a few that came together to actually fight back against that tyranny. And you can see this in the world. But still, sorcerers and sorceresses are not in it for fame and fortune. Even in this case, they don't make much. And some might say that that is a common a rule that they remain humble and constantly continue to learn. I believe it was Natasha Helvin, a Slavic practitioner of Christian pagan witchcraft, who said it best. When you get into sorcery of any kind, the reason you don't make money is because you want to remain humble. You want to remain constantly learning and looking for new material to master. Very, very good stuff there. The fact that most of my studies have revolved around Slavic, Germanic, Icelandic, and Gaelic traditions of sorcery over the last year should tell you a lot. Okay. Sorcery can be done through intention. Okay. And now we're going to get into the types of rituals. Okay. Now, I've already described some of the types of rituals that you can get into and why popularity and riches are not part of the package. And this is why. When you do a ritual, even for a client, some are let's just say misunderstood individuals who don't have the slightest IQ of what sorcery is. Okay. They don't believe in it and they try to play a game. They will try to put you down and defraud you and flat out prove you as a fake. Okay. And the reason nothing comes true for these individuals who seek you out is because of that hostility, that negativity. You see, when you do a ritual of any kind, if you put out negativity, that's what you're going to get. In Wiccan practices, in Wicca, paganism even, they follow a little thing called the law of three, the threefold return. Okay, and the way it is that what you put out is what you're going to get in return. Okay, you're also going to come up against other practitioners who are jealous, hateful, and spiteful, who will try to attack you and they will call you out and try to poke fun to try to poke that proverbial bear. Okay. We all know that you don't poke a sleeping dog. Okay. Because it would be like Cerberus in Greek mythology, the three-headed dog that's going to hunt your ass down and flat out eat you, maul you, or just basically tear you to shreds. But the moral of this is that you're going to get these haters. So expect that. First thing is first, expect this. You're going to get the fakes, you're going to get the hostility, and you're going to get those that want to tear you down. This is part of being a sorcerer or sorceress. So when you put out rituals, okay, when you start teaching, sharing your knowledge and experiences through your rituals, through your dedication to your chosen path, you're going to have these negative people in your life. But you're also going to have positive people that love what you do, and they're going to follow you. They're going to try to learn from you. Most probably will not participate in any lessons or online video courses that you do, but don't count them out because they will be learning from you. You are responsible for them, especially if they are learning from you, adapting your sorcery to benefit them. Okay. Now, one of the things that I've noticed is that some practitioners like to utilize things and combine things. Okay. You look at Jeremy Adam Capps. He wrote a Bible called the Christian Satanic Bible. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. Christianity and Satanism are at two different ends of the polar, you know, spectrum, but you can learn from it. You see, Christians will always identify Satanism, their Lord, Lord Satan, master of witches and warlocks from the Grimoire system of sorcery, okay, as being their antichrist, their devil, their adversary, especially from the Hebrew terminology. But they don't have anything in common. But the JCI will make it so that it is. And you got these other practitioners who will bring Christian stuff into it. You know, S. Connolly Research, she's one of the biggest authors out there in occult names. Okay, just like Michael W. Ford, Alistair Notch, and a few others. Okay, like Anton Zandalave. Now, I was talking with a customer today, and he was commenting on Satanism because of the fact that he noticed my amulet. Okay, the goat of Mendes, also known as Baphomet. And we got talking about Anton Zandalave and the COS, the Church of Satan. Okay. And I told him, I said, today, they're not even worth paying attention to. They're nothing more than hypocrites and of duality. Okay. And he asked me why. And why would I say such a thing? And I told him, I said, in the beginning, underneath the tutelage of Anton Zandalave, they were actual devil worshippers. He even went online in front of Bob Larson on YouTube and on a video, live TV, and proclaimed himself a devil worshiper. Okay. It wasn't until Blanche Barton became the head of the COS that they became agnostic, which means that you believe in a higher power or a lower, but yet you want scientific proof. And then underneath Peter H. Gilmore, they went purely atheistic. Okay. And most of Satanism today is atheistic or Luciferian. Okay. Even though you have traditional, spiritual, or theistic. Now, personally, me and a few others, we view both spiritual and theistic the same exact thing. Okay. And it is. It is the exact same philosophy, believing in an actual Satan, an actual devil. Okay. Then you have demonolators or demonolatoresses, like S. Connolly. Okay. Now, to see how things unfold throughout history and mythology is something that we pay close attention to, especially through art. Now, here's the kicker. When you put out sorcery, let's say, for an example, you do a ritual of, let's say, for an example, you're looking to gain a little extra, money wise. You draw the sigil, you do a little blood sorcery, you call upon the necessary beings like Viney, perhaps even Boone. Okay. You do this in say the name of Asmodee or Asmodeus, the demon of lust and desire and wrath, who's a higher lord than Viney and Boone. And you light the candles, the incense, you meditate upon the sigil, your intention, you write on it, you wipe the blood on it, you spill the blood on it, you can burn it or you can carry it with you. You know, in some cases, I would recommend personally that if you're going to do that, carry it with you every single day until your money comes in. And it's normally around the pay time, okay, the pay period. In that case, then you can unleash that power and burn it, send it to them. But I would also recommend bringing in the scribe, the pact maker, Lucifer Raphael, especially if you're into demonology and dark magic, okay, such as dark paganism or dark sorcery in general. In this case, bringing in one of these demons or these fallen angels, the draconic sense, is always a good thing. Okay, especially for personal gain. But let's say, for an example, it's on another spectrum. Let's say, for an example, you want to split somebody up because they've done something to harm you. The legal system has basically ignored you. Nobody's doing anything to back you up or to back up what has happened. Okay. So this would be classified as personal attack. Okay. The personal attack. So you want to seek out justice. In this case, there are two classifications depending on how often this has happened with this individual. If this individual has done this, say, 4 or 5 times, flat out destroy them. Okay? A destruction ritual is needed. Whereas if this is the first time or the second time, teach them a lesson. Perhaps it's a friend that has betrayed you numerous times. Okay? In this case, you want to teach them a lesson, so utilize a being such as Paimon, Beleth, or Belial. Okay? Three of the first three kings of the Goetia. Okay? These three beings are those who have the power to manipulate men's minds, okay, to change and to shift the perception of your mind, your way of thinking. Whereas, say, for example, the science aspect is done by the next three, and then finally, the art and practices with the three remaining. Okay. Now, I'm not going to get into that aspect, but what you can do is utilize these three kings. I would recommend for a teaching is for them to utilize some form of servitor that will underhand what they're doing, everything that they touch, have placed their essence on. Okay. That will make them lose everything, to bring them down a few notches to a point of humility and humbleism, to be grateful for every step that they make. But like I said, if they've done this more than 3 times, destroy them, okay? Because it means they will not learn. They will not listen to reason, okay? And they're going to continue doing this either with you or someone else. So, as a dark sorcerer or sorceress, you can employ dark, demonic, and dark magic through destruction rituals. In this case, I would recommend the agents of death, like, say, Abaddon, Ariok, Sebnuk. Let's go with Azrael, or the Angel of Death. Go with Zazazel. Azazel, the ancient darkness. Okay, and just destroy them. Place that blood on there. Do some kind of corrosive thing. If you have an effigy like a voodoo doll, you can create a voodoo doll through the husks of corn on the cob. Rip off the husks, and you can utilize that, especially with their photo, or say, for example, a lock of hair, something that you have of their possession. Okay. And you can actually go in and curse them into damnation, perhaps through void workings or destruction magics. Okay. Necromancy is really known for this because you can utilize their blood, you can utilize fingernail clippings, hair, locks of hair, even in voodoo, voodoo practices, you can do this. Palo Mayumbi, even during dark magics, you can really unfold and employ to destroy them. Okay. Now, if we're going for, say, something along the line of a compassion ritual, let's say for an example, someone suffers from, let's go with sleep paralysis. Okay. Or perhaps aches and pains, anxiety, even. There's a lot of things that can be employed, not just through magic, but through herbalism, through alchemy. Okay. One of the things, let's say, for an example, it's they can't relax. Okay. They can't settle down enough to actually sleep. Okay. Because of anxiety. So try catnip tea, a pinch per cup of catnip. So if you're brewing up a pot, figure out how many cups that pot can take, can hold of tea, and sprinkle the amount of catnip into that kettle. Okay. And remember, it's a pinch per cup. So that, the hotter you can drink it, the better. Okay. And all you have to do is lay down, and before long, you're going to be relaxed and you will doze off. Okay. And there's a number of different things that you can do. Okay. Aloes, great for healing. Okay. For an example, if you've got a pulled muscle, soak in bath water. The hotter the better, with some form of bath oil, ground cinnamon, and most importantly, paprika. Okay. Keep in mind it's going to stain the tub, especially if it's white. But don't worry, it's easy to get off. Okay. Just a white sponge or a regular sponge, a washcloth with some shout, comes right off. Quick, easy. Okay. And you soak in it. You can, have the music blaring, perhaps a candle going, some incense to help you relax and drift off into a meditative state. In the water, and these agents will help your muscles. Okay, Keep in mind the more water you drink also will help. So, in this sense, it would be classified as a compassion ritual. Okay. Both of these would be classified as compassion rituals, not just because of the herbs or oleums, but also some long, long ancient ingredients that have been used for centuries. Okay. People have just forgotten that ancient cultures utilize this stuff. Nowadays, things like shamanism or herbalism, even alchemy, that are employed by witches and warlocks, sorcerers worldwide. You now have to have a medical degree just to do this stuff. Okay. To counsel somebody, you have to be an ordained minister or have a medical license to do so. Okay. People have forgotten that sorcerers and sorceresses have been doing this stuff. This is part of being a witch or a warlock. Okay. A mage, a sage. Not only are you a shaman, a witch doctor, a priest, you're also a healer. Okay. Christopher Penziak hits this note on the head within the Temple of Shamanic Witchcraft book of his. Okay. But also in his first book, the Outer Temple of Witchcraft. Okay. Very good stuff. But it's not just him that has touched on this. A lot of old time practitioners that are no longer with us have touched on this stuff as well. Okay. So keep that in mind. So ritual sorcery, okay, can be employed in many, many different areas, not just the ones that I've mentioned off here. Now, I'm going to be doing, I've got some things planned that I'm putting forth over the next couple of weeks, right here on my own channel. And I'm going to be teaching some of these rituals. I'm going to be teaching how to put together one of these rituals, okay? Or a few of these rituals from my own personal grimoire, okay? I'm going to be teaching you the methods that were employed in utilization of what a witch, a warlock, and a sorcerer's duties were from ancient times to where they are now. All right? And yes, this is my new series, Ritualized Sorcery. So I hope it's been enlightening. I hope it's been educational. And until next time, Agios Satanas, my friends. Thank you for watching, and I hope you've learned a lot. Until next time.